Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and today I'm going to be showing you how I think Kaeyoh should be built now that he's been hit with the Nerf bat in the Kharazim patch. He got nerfed pretty hard. It used to be that with the Ignite talent at level 16, that as soon as Kaeyoh hit level 16, it was just GG. Kael's team hit 16, they win, game over, we're just taking too much damage and we can't kill them. Ignite's gone. So here's how, after I've played a bunch of games, I feel that Kael's going to be played. So the way Ignite worked in the past was every time you cast Flamestrike at 16, you would also get a living bomb on anyone in range. And there were two builds competitively that used this. One, early on at least, was a Gathering Power Chain Bomb Ignite build. And then the other was a build that used Netherwind at level 4, which made your Gravity Lapse cast faster. And it used Flamethrower and still Ignite. So you didn't get as much damage out because you didn't take Gathering Power, but you still got you stayed alive. Now, eventually things kind of developed to where people stopped taking Chain Bomb competitively and they just took Flamethrower and Gathering Power. It was just too much damage. The other nerf that Kaeyoh got was that Gathering Power got nerfed. It used to grant 5% initial ability power buff, plus every hero kill gave you a 2% buff, and you lost all of the stacks when you died. Well, now each kill only gives you 1%, and you keep half of your stacks whenever you die. This is just... it's not enough. It really sucks early on. You never get that 5% static buff. So I don't see anyone taking it. It's kind of a win more talent. Netherwind is just the way to go. It's a really good talent and it makes it so people can't dodge your gravity lapses and you have a huge range on them. It's really, really useful for engages, for protecting yourself, for running away. All around, gravity lapse is a really core ability in Kael's kit. So at level 1, we're going to take Fel Infusion. The other good option is Mana Addict, but really if you play conservatively early on, you don't run out of mana. Early game, we're going to use our trait and just poke at enemy heroes with our D, and occasionally we can cast Flamestrikes on minion waves if we start to get overwhelmed, but really you're just auto-attacking minion waves and casting an empowered living bomb on heroes, and just keeping them back. At level 4, we're going to take Netherwind, like I said, over Gathering Power. And then at level 7, we're going to take Fission Bomb. Nothing changed with this. It's still just really good to increase our living bomb damage. At level 10, here's another big change. I see this as the year of the Pyroblast. Pyroblast got a little bit of a nerf buff. It does a little bit less damage to its initial target and AoE damage, but it has a bigger range. 20% increased range. So this makes it so when you cast it, people can't immediately walk out of it. it has a bigger chance of hitting its target. Now, you can still get stunned out of it and all that, but you have more of a chance of hitting your target. Now, since a lot of people don't have experience using Pyroblast, just be aware that things like the Monk's Divine Palm, Murky's Bubble, Ancestral Healing, Zeratul Blink, a whole bunch of things can interrupt or negate Pyroblast, but it is really, really good both at the beginning of a team fight for dishing out a bunch of AoE damage when people are all grouped up, or to finish off a hero. Alright, level 13 is where things get fun. Now that we aren't solely relying on level 16 and Ignite, and we aren't getting all of our damage from our Flamestrikes, we can start to get some damage out of our living bombs with Chain Bomb. Chain Bomb has always been really good, but it wasn't as good as Flamethrower. Now, Chain Bomb forces people to change their positioning. If you stack up, you obliterate your own team if you have a living bomb on yourself. There's nothing that can quite turn around a losing game quite like Chain Bomb team wipes followed up with a Pyroblast to get off that last kill that you need. It's also really good for taking Merc camps. Just put 2 bombs on 2 different minions in the Merc camp and put a Flamestrike out, and the camp's pretty much done. And of course, you can just put 1 living bomb in the middle of a minion wave and the entire minion wave is gone. Alright, so at level 16, you actually have 2 really good choices, and I haven't quite made up my mind here. On the theory of controlling where the enemies move, Fury of the Sunwell is really, really good. If you do an empowered Flamestrike somewhere and it hits twice, they know that you took Fury of the Sunwell, it forces them to keep track of where your Flamestrikes went and not stand there, otherwise they're going to take a ton of damage. Alternatively, Backdraft, which is living bomb explosions, slows enemies. Since we have Chain Bomb and everyone's going to have a living bomb, if you're trying to chase down an enemy team, you can just put living bombs on them and it's pretty much a guaranteed team wipe. At level 20, I like all of these. Presence of Mind can do some ridiculous things. It increases Pyroblast's AoE explosion radius by 50%, so when it hits a hero, it hits for about 2k and does about 1,000 AoE damage. So if you're increasing the AoE damage range by 50%, that's awesome. In addition to that, the cooldown of Pyroblast is reduced by 10 seconds per enemy hero hit. If you hit the entire enemy team, Pyroblast only has a 50-second cooldown. So if you're facing someone like the Vikings, for heaven's sake, take Presence of Mind, because you've got a guaranteed... It essentially is a Nova reset for Pyroblast. Arcane Power is really, really good if you take Fury of the Sunwell at level 16. You can just Arcane Power and then throw out your double Flamestrikes, and oh my goodness, those double empowered Flamestrikes take off half of their enemy's health per hit. And then of course Bolt of the Storm, if you're up against someone like Murky or Zeratul or a Sergeant Hammer even, and you just accidentally walk in a range and all of a sudden, oh no, I'm at a quarter health, I just need to get out. Bolt of the Storm, you guys know how to use it, it's an all-around good talent. But I really like Presence of Mind and I like Arcane Power. Presence of Mind is so good at throwing out non-stop Pyroblasts. So last thing I wanted to talk about was gameplay. It used to be, back when Ignite was a thing, that you wanted to empower your living bombs early on, and then once you hit level 16, you empower your Flamestrikes. Now it seems that unless you're using Arcane Power to empower your Flamestrikes, or you have just a really good double Flamestrike that you can throw out, you want to empower your living bombs pretty much all the time. It gives you more... Fury of the Sunwell gives you more of a situational choice. But in general, you want to be empowering your living bombs so you can just always have that chain bomb damage going out. And lastly, positioning on him hasn't really changed. Just like Arthalon from Tempo Storm said, you really want to just play him like a total wuss. I'm censoring that a little bit. But yeah, just play him like the biggest wuss in the world, and you'll stay alive and be able to keep poking. You do have to get closer now, which means you'll probably die a little bit more, but since you don't have Gathering Power stacks, it's fine, kind of. I mean, dying's never fine, but with Chain Bomb, you aren't relying on making it to level 16 to get that huge power spike. You get your big power spike at level 10 with Pyroblast, and then you get another big power spike at level 13 with Chain Bomb, and then you get a little bit of a boost at level 16 with either Fury of the Sunwell or Backdraft. So, that's how Kaeyoh works now. It's not, it's not poke, 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 poke. Level 16, everyone's dead. So, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. If you have anyone who's new to Kael'thas and would enjoy this video, share it with them. I would appreciate that. Or just, give this video a like. I appreciate that too. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Subscribe if you haven't, and talk to you soon. Bye.